Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Inside Student Affairs, your inside look to the work of the Division of Student Affairs at UNC-Chapel Hill, the people who are making a difference, the programs that they are performing on behalf of our students. One thing that we found during this process is that UNC Student Affairs, especially during the pandemic, has done a lot of work to undergird the work for our university and our students. And so you get a chance during Inside Student Affairs to meet those people. And today with me, I know someone who plays an incredible role at the university, our director of career services. He is Dr. Tierney Bates, and he's here to talk about his work and talk about how students are maneuvering through the pandemic and what we're looking for as we go to the spring. How are you doing, Dr. Bates?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well, and honor and pleasure to be with you today.
Well, thank you, thank you. We are excited about Inside Student Affairs as an opportunity for people to get a chance to meet people like you, people who are behind the scenes, who are helping students navigate their career opportunities, which every parent is incredibly interested in. But most importantly, to further showcase a light on student affairs and the work that we do that really makes a difference. And so this probably more so than any is impactful. And so, as the director of development, I want to make sure that people who support us are knowledgeable about us. So, thank you for being here. And we always get started by asking people a little bit about themselves and how they've come to Carolina.
Sure, sure. So thank you again for having me today, and kind of tell you more about myself. Originally from Cleveland, Ohio, born and raised there. Have 4 degrees. That's probably too many degrees I have, as I like to say in that regards. But I've been working in higher education for over 20 years at 6 what I call different institutional types. Most recently here now at University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, in the current role that I am. But I've worked mostly in student affairs, multicultural life, fundraising, kind of what you've done. I've pretty much have tapped every area within higher education. I teach the whole nine, and that was on purpose in a lot of different ways for my career. I want to be able to integrate what I do into the whole fabric of the institution. But right now, being over career services is important, particularly in a time frame where we're in what I call a time of change.
Mhm. Yeah.
That time of change is happening because of obviously the COVID situation, but also how people are valuing higher education as a whole and how we're preparing for what I call the jobs of the future. And I think it's important for us to understand that people come to school for a couple of different reasons. One, there's something that they're very passionate about, they want to major in. Two, social capital, because that's what colleges are like. You build your social capital while you're in college, as far as that's concerned. And third, you build your skills, your basic skills and basic level opportunities that you'll have to point you, at least what I say, a compass in a direction of what you want to go as far as career development is concerned.
No. Thank you for that. And so you have is yourself, the work, and talk about the staff. I think it's important for people to know a little bit more about how many people help you do this work.
Sure. We have an amazing staff here at UNC. There's a total staff of 19 right now within University Career Services as a whole. We're working with students all the way from first year to graduate students. And then what we have that's external to not only our office is what we call our Carolina Career Community, C3 as we like to call it. And those are those individual colleges like the Business School, Husman Journalism School, Computer Science and Engineering that have their own career service, individual or team, helping navigate those students, preparing those students for what the world of work will look like for them as they go through from that. But we internally do a lot of great programming. We have what we call our career education side. Then
Mhm.
we have what we call our employer relations team. And then what we have is our operations teams to make sure that we keep running on a day-to-day basis. So all three teams are the key fabric of making sure we can produce and engage our students in their career development and planning overall. On the career education side, we have classes we teach, Career 101, 201, and the class I teach, which is life design, which is probably the most popular class here at UNC, I like to say, because we have a waiting list for it, but I'm the only one that has the availability to teach it as far as that's concerned.
Wow, that's fantastic. And so talk a little bit more about that class if you could.
Sure. So that life design class is basically uh, looking at your life and your mind mapping. You're looking at work view, life view, the different views that you have as a whole going forward, moving forward. Okay, go upstairs, please. I'm sorry. My
Oh,
wife
you're
just left.
fine. Yeah, this is
Go.
life.
So that work view, life view, mind mapping, we have when we talk about failure is actually good because failure is just the raw materials to success.
Yep.
And a lot of times that we have to understand from that fabric. And so when we do this work with the life design class, it's really breaking down what your skill sets are, what you love to do, and not doing what people tell you should be doing.
Sure.
That's what a lot of our students realize. They come to school and they may major in something because mom and dad said that, or because, hey, I think I have an interest in this. And what we should be doing with our students with this class is giving them the ability to ideate. So look at multiple different ways. The best thing that we can offer a student is really what I call an interdisciplinary degree.
Yeah.
Like we have that was just created here through the College of Arts and Sciences, Human Organizational Leadership Development, because what students need is one, leadership skills. They need the ability to have analytical skills, critical thinking skills, no matter what major, no matter what emphasis they may go into from a career development side. And they need to be able to understand how their skills are transferable, whether they want to be an engineer, lawyer, investment banking, social work, you name it, as far as that's concerned. And so that class in itself teaches students more about themselves. It's a book that we read, 11 chapters. They have to do actual projects and work throughout that. And literally, majority of the students, and I'm seeing it right now, once they take that class, a light bulb goes off in their head of what they really want to do. Even though they major in this, how do we take what they majored in and align it to what they really want to do with a purpose-driven life?
No. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. And I know that people probably get a ton out of that class because, like you said, it starts to build the person as they go into the degree, into the experience. And you also you met with the Parents Council recently to talk about something I know everybody knows you for is internships.
Right.
Can you tell us a little bit about sort of the state of internships, how COVID has impacted that work, and the way that students are maneuvering, still getting internships and getting that experience they need towards graduation?
So obviously, when we went into the COVID situation last year, we had a lot of students who had internships, some who had even jobs that nobody knew what was going to happen. And so uncertain things happened where people lost internships, they lost their jobs as far as they're concerned, offering as we're trying to navigate that. So what we decided to do is do a heels hiring heels opportunity where we reached out to our alumni base to say, are there experiential learning or internship opportunities with either your organization, you, or anyone you know? And we had a huge turnout feedback from alums of
Wow.
opportunities for them to be involved and engaged as far as that is concerned. So from that, what we're trying to focus on now is making sure that every student leaves UNC with the experiential learning or an internship opportunity as a whole. It's important for us to understand that through experiential learning or an internship, it can lead to the career or the development of what students want to do. An example of that is a student can go intern in a particular major or field that they want to intern in, as far as that is concerned, and never actually realize this is not what I want to truly do from that particular reason. But we also realize when they do the experiential learning internship, they'll fall into what they love as a whole.
No, and that's fantastic. And so some of those require students to travel. Some of them require students to travel.
You
Now,
watch TV anymore, Daddy. Okay, we'll go play with your toys.
are they, are,
I already did. I don't. Go play with your toys. You got tons of toys. Please give me 5 minutes. That's all. I can't play by myself.
well, no, I want to ask about the travel aspect.
Sure.
And so are students able to do most of the interns virtually, or are they still traveling domestically and internationally?
So what we've seen is more of our organizations and employers going on virtual internships. What they've been able to do is pivot and give those experiences through the virtual space as far as it's concerned. There are some that are still in person. I'll give you a prime example with P&G. They're a company that has a lot of warehouses, a lot of different things that they need that are be in person. But they did both. They were able to hybrid to say, how do we make it safe for individuals to participate in the internship in person, and then can we do it and offer virtually? Well, we've seen probably a threefold increase in virtual internships, which has benefited not only the student but also benefited the organization as a whole. Financially, it's impacted both sides of the house as far as that is concerned. To understand that they can still do the virtual internship, but don't have to move to New York or Kansas City or different places over the summer. Although that's the experience most students want to have, they're still getting the work and skill experience they're getting through an internship as a whole.
That's fantastic. And are you finding that more and more places are saying that in the fall they're going to provide in person? And what do you have in place for students that may need assistance with that kind of travel?
So we have in place two travel funds that we can help students as far as getting to their internship is concerned and being able to navigate that space. We always have the application process open in the spring semester because majority of the time these internships are summer internships or going into the fall as a whole. So we always publicize those through our website, through our social media platforms, through emails, and just about any platform we can think about on campus to get the word out about what's going on with internship travel and support as far as that's concerned through UCS. We also realize that internships are valuable and so valuable to students in multiple different ways. One, it can lead to the job opportunity. Two, it can lead to the skill sets they can learn on the job. And so what we have in place is some programs where we put together, I just did one last week where we talk about what should you walk away from your internship with. We don't want you going in an internship and getting the coffee or just thinking like you're doing X, Y, and Z. No, we really tell you there's 5 things that you want to do. You want to reflect, you want to have action, you want to have the ability to ask the question of what should I learn from this internship, and would you hire me at the end of this internship as well. So we're trying to teach the students to make sure they go into their internship to have a project done that they can speak about in their job interviews, to have action items they know that are deliverables through that they're able to build a circle of influence. And that circle of influence is saying that I have a internship supervisor or a manager that I build a relationship with or build a relationship with the team, and they can see me part of the team in the future of coming back to work for them as a whole. So what we want to set up them up for is that long-term success through the internship. And we're saying do more than one internship. Don't wait to junior and senior year.
Sure.
Do internships, multiple different internships, because it only makes you more marketable.
No, well, that you led right into my next question about what would you tell parents and parents specifically to tell their children about engaging with your office and taking full advantage of what you have to offer?
Sure. First and foremost, I think they need to make sure that the day one that they're admitted and they come to summer orientation, that they fill out their handshake account. Their handshake account is important. When I say fill it out, I mean literally fill it out. Your name, even if you don't have enough work experience, put as much into it as you can. Employers are always looking for young folks who they can build upon. So handshake is number one. Number two, visit our office. Don't wait to junior or senior year, which we see a lot of students do. Start visiting as a freshman. Why? Internally, we have internships for our office as well. We have work study opportunities as well, and we help collaborate across campus with that. So what can we do to help you early on get some work experience as a freshman and as a sophomore? Three, by coming to our programs, you're preparing yourself for the future. So if you come in as a freshman, sophomore, or junior, making sure that you're coming to these programs, and we're offering multiple different ways. We even have Instagram live sessions. It's important for us to understand about when you come to this, you build rapport. You talk to any student that has been coming to our office for 2 or 3 years, they know where the good jobs are, they know where the good internships are, they know that they have somebody who can support them on their resume and network. I'll give you an example of that. 2 students that I know personally here on campus, I've walked right into interviews. They didn't have to do the application process. I just needed the resume, gave it to the hiring manager, and this is where the hidden job market comes in, and literally walked them into an interview, and both of them are about to get those jobs. They didn't have to do what most people do, go online and apply and all that other great stuff. So that circle of influence and building that rapport with our office is important because individuals in our office can do that for our students if we know who they are. And I know these 2 students well. And so I said, let me help you. And we can help them. So those students who take advantage of us will be come out on the other end by the time they graduate, having the job already in hand and not stressing around graduation.
Yeah, no, and not stressing the ground around graduation. That is key. And so lastly, before we end, talk about some of the needs that not only the students have, but your office has to help students get through this process, secure the internship, and eventually get the job?
So we need more support around internships. So when I say that, we need more organizations, whether they're our alums, whether it's parents who own or work for an organization to be part of our experiential learning and our career treks and internship opportunities. We need funding in some regards to upscale some of the workshops and programs we do. We want to become more content oriented, meaning that we're upscaling the content that all students can be seen, involved with, engaged with. We can use different tools and platforms from a technology standpoint to impact as a whole. We want to upscale this life design class that I just talked about. How do I get more sections of it, right? And how can I help support my staff to teach more sections of this or collaboration across academic affairs because the class is so popular and so many students want to take that as far as they're concerned. We can use more funding to help students offset some of their travel funds or their internships as far as that's concerned moving forward. There are so many opportunities to partner with our office right now that we can sit down and literally have a talk of how we can best serve you and how we can best serve the office and the students as a whole. If there's anything I can say before we end today, Zach, is that career services offices across campuses all across America right now should be the most highlighted campus, whether it's through alumni base, fundraising, academic affairs. I can speak on it across all mentally different areas as far as it's concerned. Why do I say that? Because the end result most parents want to see, and I know this because I get parents phone calls, is they want to see their child with a career and they want to see him with a job in hand. I had a dad person say, he's graduating on one of my house. Well, guess what? If he wasn't coming to see us, then you're missing out. And so as a parent, if you can do anything, you can support that by saying, send them to us. But you can
Yeah.
also be an advocate of our office of how we're
No.
integrated into the institution at a higher level, which we're seeing across all campuses right now, even down the street from us, some universities where they're elevating the career service office to the provost area, and
Sure.
and giving data out, because that's another thing. We collect a lot of data that we can share with parents, we can share with our alums, the whole nine of what's going on. We had our highest year ever this year in our outcomes, even in a COVID situation, where
Wow.
83% of our students came out with either a job in hand or were going to graduate school. So again,
Oh,
there's
fantastic.
so many opportunities we can do to truly impact. And what I want us to be is the number one place in the country for talent here at UNC. That means every institution, every organization comes and recruits at UNC across America and globally, and also the number one institution for talent of color, since we're also addressing diversity, equity, inclusion. And we're patting ourselves on the back this year because we just won a national award from the National Association of Colleges and Employers for the work we're doing around diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Oh, congratulations. And that's an incredible way to end with where you want to take the office and some of the things that you're already doing to make Carolina a leader in this space. And so, Dr. Bates, this has been incredible. I hope that everyone that watches this gets a ton out of it. We share this on our social media platforms on LinkedIn and Instagram and Facebook, as well as to our supporters directly through a newsletter. And so we ask also that you do the same because everyone needs to know about this. That's in our alumni base and our parent base. And they need to know exactly how Career Services through Student Affairs does this work on the university's behalf. So this has been another great episode of Inside Student Affairs with Dr. Tierney Bates, Career Services, talking about the ways that UNC Student Affairs works on behalf of our students to get them internships, experiences that will make them a great alumni that can give back and support our society. Thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you.